And I might say, okay, Tim, why don't you go run down and dig through the commands that we see in our logs about that are happening on PowerShell. Let us know if there's anything in there that you find to be unusual or interesting. Why was this alert occurring in the first place? And I might turn to another analyst and say, hey, can you look at the network logs and tell me what's happening, what's communicating around the time of this event? And I might ask one of the other guys, another type of question. Hey, can you look in the Windows logs and see if there's any strange event codes happening? And that way, what's happening is we're doing work in parallel, but we're communicating with each other. And oftentimes, if you sit close to each other, you could do that verbally. If you don't, if you're in geographically disparate areas, you could do that over a video conference like we're doing right now.
Yeah, okay. All right. And so that's good because I think you just preemptively answered one of the follow-up questions that I was going to ask, which is, okay, if you got multiple people working the same ticket, how are we making sure that we are not just duplicating effort and making things go slower? But I think you just answered that in that this allows the team to parallelize the activity so then it goes faster.
That's correct.
Is that right? Okay, there we go. So
Absolutely.
I think that's very good. And I think there's something else that you said, and I want to pull the thread here a little bit. You mentioned that it's different kinds of cells depending on your customer environment. And so is the cell-based SOC approach very prescriptive? Like you have to do it this way?
Absolutely not. It's super agile. That's part of the intent of it. In fact, we consider the cells to be kind of a modular capability, right? For one customer, that customer may say, hey, look, we have established organizations that handle forensics. I'm just using an example. I don't know how they operate, but we're the FBI. We have a forensic team, right? And that's what they do. And okay, cool. We don't need to do forensics here. They become the service provider off to the side for us. But in another organization, maybe a little bit smaller or less used to doing that kind of work, we might establish a forensic cell. And what would be the difference? Well, you need forensics in your detection and response, right? Well, yeah, you could separate those. Why? Because they operate on different rhythms. The amount of time it takes to do a forensic examination on a server is much less than the time that you need to examine some particular cyber incident that's an actual live threat on your environment.